for staying with us. Welcome to Anambra Votes 2021. It's AIT's special program on the November 6th Anambra State Governorship election. My name is Imonia Marere. This special program, which starts today, will give you updates on the Anambra election and provide opportunity for the candidates in that election to explain their manifestos and explain their plans and programs for the people of Anambra State. In this first edition of the program, which is of course reaching you right now this Monday, we shall be having the candidate of the Accord Party in the Anambra State governorship election. And he is in the person of Dr. Godwin Maduka, who will be our first guest on the program. Maduka is a professor of pain management and anesthesiology at Touro University in Nevada, United States. He founded the Las Vegas Pain Institute and Medical Center before he decided to go into politics. Now, before we meet with Dr. Maduka, let's first share some facts and figures of the Anambra State governorship election with you. And there are quite a number of interesting facts and figures about the Anambra State governorship election. Well, as at the last count, there are about 2,525,471 registered voters in Anambra State. Now, that is the number of registered voters, but INEC, the Independent National Electoral Commission, has not provided us with the number of voters who have collected their PVCs for this election. So as of now, we do not know how many persons have collected their PVCs. But we do know, for instance, that 81,778 PVCs, new PVCs, were ready for collection as of Thursday last week, as announced by INEC. Now, you recall that INEC had conducted the continuous voter registration exercise, and out of that exercise, 81,778 voters were newly registered, and their PVCs were ready for collection. Now, there are 5,720 polling units statutorily in Anambra State, but INEC told us last week that 86 of those polling units will not be holding or conducting elections due to some security reasons, one security reason or the other in those places. So in all, we should be having about 5,640 active polling units on Saturday, November 6th, when the elections hold. Now, there are 326 political wards in Anambra State, and these polling units are distributed amongst these 326 political wards across the state. You know, there are 18 candidates, and that means 18 political parties are fielding candidates for this election. 18 of them. Now, let's look at the security situation in Anambra State. Of course, by now, it is an open secret that the security situation in the southeast generally, and in Anambra, especially in the run-up to this election, has been very precarious indeed. And as a result of that, the Nigeria police has deployed 34,587 police personnel to the state for the conduct of this election. Now, of that number, there are 2 Deputy Inspectors General of Police, 5 Assistant Inspector Generals of Police, 31 Deputy Commissioners of Police, 14 Commissioners of Police, and 48 Assistant Commissioners of Police, amongst the 34,587 police personnel that have been deployed to that state to keep the peace and ensure that there is a free, fair, and credible exercise come Saturday, November 6th. And to complement the police, the Civil Defense Corps, NSDC, has deployed 20,000 of its personnel to assist with the security situation in Anambra State. Of course, we know that before now there were some military deployments to that state and to the southeast. There are also deployments of other security agencies such as the Department of State Security that are already on ground in that state. All of them will be complementing the 20,000 Civil Defense Corps and 34,587 police personnel that have been deployed to the state to man all the 21 local governments that are in Anambra State. Of course, the polling units, the 640 polling units that will be active on that day, we have these police personnel and these civil defense personnel manning them in all the 326 wards in the state. So, in all, the expectation is that the 2.5 million eligible voters, registered voters in that state, should be coming out, although the Independent National Electoral Commission has not disclosed how many of those eligible voters have actually collected their PVCs and who will be ready and willing to come out on Saturday to cast their ballots for the candidates of their choice. Like we said, 18 political parties, meaning 18 candidates, will be on the sweepstakes on Saturday to battle for the governorship ticket, or governorship position of Anambra State. 18 tickets and for one office of the governor of Anambra State. Well, let's take a short break. When we return, we should be giving you a lot more facts, and of course, we expect our guests to join us shortly. All right, thank you so much for staying with us. Our guest is right here with us now. We did tell you that we'll be joined by Dr. Godwin Maduka, who is a candidate of the Accord Party in the November 6th governorship election in Anambra State. Dr. Maduka is a professor of pain management and anesthesiology at Touro University, Nevada, United States of America. He founded the Las Vegas Pain Institute and Medical Center. Of course, that was before he decided to venture into politics and is right now contesting the governorship of Anambra State on the ticket of the Accord Party. Thank you so much, Dr. Maduka.
Thank you for having me.
Us. Welcome.
Thank you.
Right. So the first question to ask you naturally is, why did you decide to leave the comfort of the academia to join partisan politics and to run for the governorship of Anambra State?
Yeah, well, you know, I've been in U.S. for 40 years. 30 years of that, I've been coming home. I was able to change the life of my people, a little town called Umuchuku, because what I saw on ground. I decided to invest through philanthropy. There and now we have most of the amenities that urban cities have. Frankly, we call it the Dubai of Anambra State. Because what I had growing up, we didn't have much. Government didn't even remember that we're part of the state. When I finished doing that, I realized there are some places in Anambra State that needed much help. Yes, I've been enjoying the beauty of America and the blessings that have been bestowed upon as a triple professor and also owner of 6 hospitals, which is part of the Las Vegas Penn Institute and Medical Center. But when you do that and you do what you did at home, then it's time to extend that to the rest of the Anambra state. Frankly, I wish I can extend it to everywhere in Nigeria. But you had to finish from your home first. I look at the governors. I do not, criticize anybody. I look at our leaders. I do not criticize anybody. But I realize that our state is heading to the wrong direction. You do know Anambra State used to be called the light of a nation because of the kind of people they have produced from Azikiwe to Ojukwu to Ekweme. And we used to be the commercial hub of West Africa. Go there now, order have been turned upside down. That's why I decided, I think I believe I can help the statewide.
So what exactly are you bringing into this contest that would make the Anambra people choose you over and above all the other 17 candidates in this contest?
Perfect. Prior to joining the race, I have been doing what governors do in a state. People used to say that you've been a governor before running for governor. The reason I need to be chosen, and I want to be chosen as the next governor, is I have done things that governors do. I might not have done it statewide, but I've done it in my area and at the joining communities, even at the joining state. Let me start with roads. I personally imported construction equipment because I did not depend on anybody to do it, and got contractors with my equipment, and will build one of the best road system in my community, which I extended to Abia State, extended to Enugu State, and the surrounding communities as well. I even constructed road and bridges even in my in-laws' place in Imo State. Now the reason is, why should I be chosen more than anybody else? Is my antecedent. In the area of medicine, I built one of the best hospitals and donated to the community, which is servicing Anambra. To the area of research and intensive care units, I built the tallest medical research building in the whole of Africa. That building is the tallest building in Igbo land, in South, and Southeast. We're still finishing it up. Upon completion, it will be a hub of medical research. Talk about malaria, talk about oncology, talk about cardiovascular diseases, so that many people that could have gone overseas for their treatment will be transported over there. Isn't that a question of reversing medical tourism? Then in the area of education, I have built schools and I've given scholarships. I have built homes and donated to the widows and poor people in my place. 82% of the people around that area, I've trained them. Area of religion, I built churches, both Anglican and Catholic. Built the home for the Reverend Father and for the Reverend Anglican pastor. I brought monastery from St. Louis, USA, and brought it to our home. So that eliminated those fetish worships that our people used to conduct that leads to loss of human life. I have been able to become one of the community organizers, both in my community and outside. When it comes to the area of technology, I have started some skills labs, encouraging people, sending people overseas to get into computer training and telephone coupling. So most of my 10-point agenda, I have taken care of it. I'm telling people I'm going to initiate solar energy, and I'm going to make it affordable and accessible. But at the rate I'm doing now, I did some of that already, and plus giving generators and transformers. So I don't want to we'll get to that. Why would anybody want me to be the governor of Anambra State? It's because I have both of the worlds. I've been in America and I've been in Nigeria. I was born in Nigeria, grew up in Nigeria, and left for US at a later age. I was lucky enough to read chemistry, pharmacy, medicine, and become a surgeon, anesthesiologist, and pen doctor. And it was a lucrative business that led to building of the 6 hospitals, and most of my proceeds I donated into philanthropy. I care for the people. I care for people of this country. I care for my race. But unfortunately, we can't continue this way. Something has to happen. But one of the problems we have in Anambra State is what they call godfatherism. Yes, everybody can say you were a godfather before you become a father now. I have produced senators, produced even governors, produced mean helped elect them. But what was wrong with Anambra is they keep selecting us for our governors. You select somebody who have no idea of governance, who have no business knowledge, and they will make them a governor. So it keep happening. Those people didn't ask to be elected. So this time around, we're going to let the Anambra people choose your governor. Do you want somebody who have shown antecedent, who have done something everybody see, who will start on day one as a governor, continue where that person started, or do you want somebody to experiment on day one? So you see, I have made a case, and I also told them I didn't come for money, I didn't come for power, I didn't come for fame. I have that already. And I'm also telling people of Anambra State, you don't have to pay me. I don't need to be paid. We can generate enough IGR that we get our money from. But there are so many loopholes, and we keep losing that money. You get a security vote. Even I should actually ask for a bill on that. And then that security vote is being wasted, and nobody asks questions about that. I think we have enough to run the state of Anambra State. Before I go on, I also want you to know that 50% of what we're going to use to run Anambra State will come from overseas. I'll bring in a lot of foreign investments like you never seen before. I have already been making plans on how to do that with people from overseas. I will bring the diasporans back from wherever they are, UK, America, any part of the world. They're coming home to invest and to bring our society to a better level than where it is now.
Well, some people argue that academics and successful academics like you and professionals like you do not make good politicians. So why did you opt now, at this stage, to take the bull by the horns yourself? Because like you said, you have contributed to making governors. You have contributed to electing people to the Senate, to the House of Representatives, to the House of Assembly. Is it that you feel betrayed by those who you helped elect to these various positions, that you decide now that it is time to take the mantle yourself?
Thank you. First of all, I need all of us to understand I'm not just a professor. I'm also one of the most successful medical business in US. Because I'm not always in the classroom. I still have to perform surgery. I still have to see patients. I still have to look after the doctors that work for me. Still have to look after the nurses, close to 1,000 employees that you have to manage. You understand? You have to also deal with the politics of that business. So to say that I'm just a professor and somebody who's been in academia is not entirely true. Yes, I'm all that. Plus, I'm more business person than I'm even a professor. And now, trying to come into the governance. When I say I produce, I mean I helped India election in terms of giving them donations over the years. I used to go to a governor place and they asked me, what do you need us to do for you? I said, no, what can I do for my state? I watched them for over 30 years. I have seen so many flaws. And to those, none of them is their fault. It's just the selection process they have in Anambra State instead of election process. So I can do better. Well, I have done better. I have done better than any governor that have run for office. I don't think I'm going to be doing anything different than what I have been doing. Philanthropy is not governance. Governance should actually be a part of it. But you see how to get people together. You see how to talk to the community. You see how to deal with the contractors. You see how to deal with religious leaders. You see how to deal with the regulatory agencies in this country. You understand? So, frankly, I have an added advantage that for the fact that I'm a triple professor. That's why I said that I will do better than anybody when it comes to the area of education. You understand? Because I understand it. I help develop young people's mind that make nations. So I will do better there. I will do better in the area of medicine. I will build 21 emergency rooms in Anambra State so that first responders will bring people that could have died after accident and bring them to emergency room. People that have
That's one per local government.
One per local government. Is something I do. It will be like walk in the park for me. People are dying every day in Anambra State, and nobody is resuscitating them. If you have a heart attack, you only at the mercy of God. Okay, they're dying. If you have a stroke, you still at the mercy of God for the reversal of flow through your cerebral system. That I will reverse. You understand? So governance is just having common sense, knowing what is it that we need to do. The reason most of our governors fail is they're too busy trying to fill their pocket. They're too busy trying to be somebody like me that have wealth. I don't need it now. God has blessed me immensely. So don't go and give somebody who have a hole in their pocket and make them to go to the money machine. They will fill it up, but it keep falling off. But if somebody have filled up their pocket, they don't need it. The purpose of trying to be the governor of Anambra State is to bring what I learned abroad, what I knew growing up, 30 years of working here. There's nothing they can teach me in governance. I will know how to deal with people. I will know how to deal with the commissioners. I will know how to deal with the religious leaders. I will know how to deal with ex-governors, the senators, House of Reps, House of Assembly. I'm a people organizer. I have one of the world's best interpersonal skills. How else do you see a Nigerian go over there and be #1 pen doctor in the world? How else do you see a Nigerian run almost $1 billion medical business? That's my gift. And I need to bring it home.
So the question then is, if you have done this much for your community and various communities in Anambra State and even outside of Anambra State without being a governor, if you have been able to attract investments and support from outside the country, why do you want to become governor to do that, to do what you have always been doing? Why not continue in that mode and impact your environment, your people, and the state, and by extension the country, the way you have been doing for 30 years?
Thank you. I never told you there was no pushback to that. I'll give you an example. I was trying to bring a police college and police academy and skills lab for retired policemen. Because as you will see, I built one of the best divisional police headquarters commissioned by ex-IG, Michael Kiro. Build civil defense. I was on my way to build army barracks because all I do, I apply. The governor, I'm not going to say which one, was approached by Nigerian Police Service Commission, and they allowed us to come. And everybody from Police Service Commission came from Abuja with me. We went to the governor's residence. For 2-3 hours, the door wasn't opened. You understand? The door was not open. We sat in there. Because you can't just come from Abuja, want to do a federal project without letting the governor sit in there. No. That's how we lost that one. Because there was no cooperation. I'll tell you something else. I built one of the best high court, state high court. I went and get an application. It got approved. I get the prototype, both for the judges' quarters, both for the staff quarters, and both for the court itself. It took almost 2 years to open the court that was approved. We had to go back to the governor. We had to go back to the chief judge. Everybody in Anambra knew that. It took so long. So, yes, I could even done better than what I have done in Anambra today if we had had people that understand where the world is going. You understand? So, that's the reason why I decided that I will continue what I'm doing. I'm also going to make it easy for everybody else that want to invest in Anambra State to come and invest. And anybody that want to help us develop, I will give them a level field. But as the executive governor of Anambra State, that everybody philanthropy will be going, which I will help them in any way I can, with a governor that understands where the world is going, a man that has lived in the first world. That's why I'm running. I'm running so that there's no pushback. I'm going to bring down people in diaspora to come down instead of pushing them back. And part of the reason is because most of these people, when they come home, you know they want a change in their homes. So I'm going to be the governor that'll be like a fish in the water, a governor that have antecedents in his mind and the future in his mind, a governor that understands every aspect of life, a governor that believes in the fear of God, a governor that believes in Nigeria and believes in blackness, believes in Africa, believes in all black people all over the world. My trying to be a governor is not just to help Anambra State. There are so many differences I can make. You can't go to Onitsha today without seeing a wastage. People defecating on a wastage, smelling like stew, very bad old stew. I brought some expatriates with me. I went through Onitsha with them, and they saw that. They never came back. Because to go walk on the river bank or River Niger, have some nice stores in there with water overflowing, put some lights in the night. You will see a nightlife, you will see commercial life, you will see expatriates coming here. They are not coming. They are not coming because you don't have a good conducive atmosphere for them to go invest. Nigerian money, oil money alone is not get us out of trouble. We have to get other countries to come in here and invest. And to invest, you have to create a good living condition for them. That's why I'm running for the governor of Anambra State.
So what informed your choice, or what influenced your choice of the Accord Party as the party to take you to Government House?
Thank you.
What is unique about Accord Party, about these programs, manifestos, that you decided to pitch tent with Accord rather than any of the other parties?
You know, just like the Westerners and Middle Easterns taught of religion, they taught us religion, and we sometimes veer off from what they taught us. They taught us democracy, and we make it our Nigerian democracy. You know what that means? Jungle democracy. I was a sympathizer of APGA. That was the state adopted party. Everybody was APGA. I have invested so much money in APGA, you won't believe. I was one of the people that put a lot of money into the youths. Even one of the people that are running now, Soludo, I donated handsomely to him when he was in PDP. Because I want change. So why I called? When I was in Apoga, I saw what Apoga people did. You will get certificate of return. People will sell their homes, get a certificate of return, win an election, only for that to be yanked away from them. Everybody knew what was going on. One of the things that made me realize something is wrong is when one of the notable women, Mrs. Bianca Ojukwu, ran for Senate in her husband's party. These people asked her to come out. I was one of the people that was supporting her because she was from a senatorial zone. Guess what? They pulled the rug under her. So they would do so many things in Apoga, even though I wasn't a member. I left them alone. When Buhari came to America and called all the good and intelligent and progressive and the best of their whatever they do in US, I was the one selected as a medical doctor. All of us came to meet Buhari at the United Nations in New York. He told us to come home and get involved, both in governance and in development of our country. You've done so well in America, so come home. What did I do? I listened to him. So getting involved, I saw what happened in Apoga. I decided to leave them alone. At that point, I had to check what is one party that is alternative in Anambra that could win an election that would be easy for Anambra to come. At that point, it was PDP. I entered the PDP. I had my first membership ever of any party in PDP. To cut the long story short, I threw everything I know. It became like what I'm used to, dealing with people, working with the grassroots. Guess what? When the time come close, I was winning with 82% of statutory and ad hoc delegates. Then they got scared. And they went in and decided they're going to do super delegates. Super delegates. Most of them, they called, even if you're in another party, they call you to come. For some of their friends, they came to select. Then they voted or selected with their ring leader. And they selected Val Ozugbo, who have no antecedents, have no experience, never owned a business. Because you're going to manage a state like a business. So when that happened, nobody's going to stop the dream I have for my people. After all, in Anambra State today, it's not about the party, it's about individuals. So I can go and get a moonwalker party, I will still be a force now as I am today. But one thing that led me to Accord, the name is good. Accord is peace, oneness, and progress. That's the motto. And added the benefit, it is #1 party in the ballot paper. So, you see this sign, and we put it this way. Even some women and men that don't understand, we tell them go to the first party on the ballot paper. Anambra people want me. Both the grassroots want me. Check it out. I'm saying what I'm saying. So that's why I joined Accord. Okay.
Well, Doctor, let's look at some of the prevailing issues in Anambra today.
Thank you.
We talked about rural development and the much that we have done as a philanthropist. But the most pressing of these issues today in Anambra is security.
That's right.
How do you intend to deal with the insecurity that not only in Anambra, that is actually prevalent not only in Anambra but in the entire Southeast, but of course because of these elections that has become so pronounced in Anambra? How do you intend to deal with it?
First of all, let me categorically say that insecurity in Anambra is due to poor governance or lack of governance. Some of our leaders have failed us too. You understand? That's why after speaking to the Elders Council of Anambra State, endorsed me. If you have a good governor, you have people in power that can be emulated, why would the youth rebel? I think what is happening in Anambra State now is not far from what happened with the end SACS. The youth had enough. They need somebody to protect them. Okay? If you give somebody employment and give them a gun, which one would they take? They take employment. I have employed more youth in Anambra State than anybody I know from my philanthropy work. So, upon becoming the governor of Anambra State, I will fortify what I already know how to do, the infrastructures of security. You can't just light up the police station and you go on fire. You can't just shoot through the glass and the police run for help. You have to protect them too. Put money on the personnel that's supposed to be protecting us. Now, when you do that, at least you can at least be safe. Then I'm going to, after giving employment and all this thing can be happening concurrently, I will talk to the people, my brothers and sisters that are so agitated. I need to find out what is agitating them. I will speak to them. They know I am for them. Those carrying gun and those being killed, they know in Anambra State, I am for them. I just want to be able to talk to them so that we can put down our gun. And I give them what they need, future. I am the only answer to the insecurity problem in Anambra State. But when you have different states, I'm not going to say all of them are bad, but when you have people in power that are behaving recklessly, abusing their power, having loopholes, not investing in their communities. Another thing, governors that are not doing sectional governance. Why is it in Anambra State, any town that produce governor will have the best of roads, the best of development, their people are rich, and all of them will go to the Agoaka, which is government house, that all of them are there. That's not governance. So the problem to the insecurity is poor governance, lack of leadership in some areas.
So what would be your timeline for restoring some order and peace if you become governor?
Now, you know this can't keep going on immediately. Today I'm here because I can't be in Anambra. I have to leave very early in the morning. Thank God I have an interview to do. So immediately I become the governor, you will see peace. They're listening to me. They know I'm coming. That we're going to talk. I love them all. These are my people. I'm going to tell them help is here. Hope is here. Because they know that I'm not there for money or fame or whatever. I don't need it. They know I'm there for the youth. And most of the people doing this are youths. Some of them will get scholarships. Some of them will go overseas. Some of them will start vocation. Some of them will have skills. I'll give them all that. So immediately I will be doing that concurrently. Another thing, before I forget, I told you in Anambra, within the first 100 days, I'm going to construct that federal road from Onitsha to Enugu, which is an eyesore if a state that much was given. I also tell them the first 6 months, I will conduct a local government election. So the problem we have in Anambra, most of it, I give it to governance. Because when people see you, and you for the youth, you for everybody, instead of fattening yourself. Do I need to have a home in America now? No, I got it already. Do I have to have a home in UK? I got it. Dubai, I got it. Caribbeans, I got it. Hawaii. I don't need all that. So I've been asking God to use me as an instrument of change. So that we can. And you want to restructure Nigeria, start restructuring your home. Okay? Let's restructure our home. I told people come home and invest as well. You can invest anywhere else in Nigeria, but to invest at home here too. That our people are lacking employment.
All right, Dr. Maduka, you just related your experience with some of the political parties before you decided to choose Accord, or Accord decided to choose you to run for the governorship. How much faith do you have in the electoral system in Nigeria that it will do justice to you and to your party in Saturday's election?
You know, this is part of the process. Being your guest, most of the things you do is what you say and what you do. In Anambra State today, make a phone call, I can come back. They tell you we're not voting for any party, they all have failed us. They have failed us. And we know how they select. We have a governor candidate that never conducted the primary election, but he's on general election. And I'm asking the party that produced this man, do you even think you're going to rule Anambra if you're not looking at this person? And the same person have been linked to different security problem in Anambra State, because that's the only way he can go there. He doesn't have the education, he doesn't have the knowledge, he doesn't have the antecedents, he doesn't have even the mind to deal with people. He's not approachable. Okay? So people going to vote individuals now. The parties are all the same now. They're looking at the people that are going to lead. Frankly, I'm the leader of, right now, one guy told me, you are the leader of Accord, you're the leader of PDP, you're the leader of APC, you're the leader of APGA. Those ones. Because guess who is going to vote for Godwin Maduka? All these people. We have so many people, they come from APGA yesterday to Accord. We have people from different places said, you know what, we might not the camp, but we're working with you. They're already working door to door. Okay? We have, of course, I'm sure the federal government is seeing what is happening. Look at each and every one of us. Look at our track record. Go see people that can't even hold job, and they select them. Some people were fired from the job they had, and they select them. So, asking me, what is it about Accord? At least is a party that is still intact. Their chairman, both national and state, reminds me of me. They want to serve people. They didn't get into political process to make so much money. Unlike some political people, that's all they do. And the more problem we have, the better they benefit. When they should just allow the use of Anambra State to be liberated. So, that's the answer. They will vote for the individual. It's nothing about the party, except that even Accord is a very nice party. I get along with all of them.
How much has the insecurity, the prevailing insecurity in Anambra State, affected your campaigns? I mean, going to the grassroots, going to the various communities to campaign and to convince people to vote for you.
I would have been campaigning today. I love to campaign. One thing the political process have done for me is to see everybody. I was the only candidate, it is the creation of Anambra State, that have gone on River Niger with a speedboat. On getting in there was no, because there's no access road to Anambra West. And getting in there was no car. We had to use Okada. It wasn't political jamboree. If you want to talk to the people, get on Okada. And that's what I did when I went to Nzam. And you get over there, the border of Anambra and Kogi. Okay? So I love campaigning. Oh, I love entertaining them. I remember one of the kingmakers, he told me I'm a clown. A clown? Well, that would be the most educated and a billionaire clown ever seen. But you want to reach the people, you don't go there and walk with a stiff neck. You have to be approachable. You need to laugh with them. one of the candidates can't even take picture with people. But he want to be our governor. So it has affected us severely. But we had to do what we had to do. Sometimes you will be going on this. The thing that's saving us is, even those people that are agitated, they don't have problem with me. And they even know. And God gives us his grace. But for not just my campaign, everybody's campaign is affected. But thank God, before we got these wars, we have made our pitch to all the people in Anambra. If Anambra people don't know about you now and don't want to vote for you, you already lost the election. I have been chosen by the people of Nigeria at the Governor's Choice 2021. The award is supposed to be tomorrow. I made a 500,000 vote. Voted randomly all over the country, mostly from Anambra. The next person to follow me is Soludo. He made 180. The next person is 180,000. The next person is Val Ozibo. He made 174. Is there on the internet? And the last one is the person that have no business being there in the first place is Andy Oba. He made 61,000. So it has affected us, but I'm just pleading with my brothers and sisters and with the federal government, please allow these people to come and vote their choice, Dr. Godwin Maduka, come November 6th.
Thank you so much, Dr. Godwin Maduka, candidate of the Accord Party in Saturday, November 6th, Anambra governorship election. He's been my guest on the program. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for having me.
Wish you the very best of luck.
Thank you.
Right.
I will need it.
And hopefully, after now, by the next time we are hosting you, we should be hosting the governor-elect of Anambra State.
And I will play some of this back and say, I told you so. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Congrats.
Thank you.
All right. That's our program for today. Please join us again at 3 p.m. when we bring you another edition of Anambra Votes 2021. I am Imoni Amarere. Bye for now.